Hey everyone, welcome back to English Podcast Journey, where we help you speak and understand English with real conversations. I'm Emma, your host and language coach, here to guide you step by step.
And I'm Jack, a fellow language learner and your co-host. We're here to make English learning easier, more fun, and something you actually look forward to every day.
So today's topic is one that always gets people curious. Can you really learn English while you sleep? Sounds kind of magical, right? Just press play, go to bed, and wake up fluent?
It sounds too good to be true. But there's actually some interesting science behind this. In this episode, we're going to break it down and tell you what really works, what doesn't, and how to actually use your sleep time to help your English improve faster.
Yeah, we're not saying you'll become fluent overnight. But there are real ways to boost your listening skills and memory while you rest. And we'll also share some tips and routines you can try starting tonight.
So stick around because by the end of this episode, you'll know exactly how to use sleep learning the smart way. We'll also give you a simple night routine to help your brain absorb English naturally.
Let's dive in and explore what sleep can really do for your English learning. So let's start with the big question. Can you actually learn English while you're sleeping? Or is that just a myth people love to believe?
Yeah, I used to wonder the same thing. I remember searching videos like Learn English While Sleeping and thinking, wow, if I just listen to words while I sleep, will my brain really remember them?
It sounds like a dream, right? But the real answer is a bit more complex. You won't suddenly wake up speaking perfect English, but there is some science behind how your brain processes information while you sleep.
Exactly. Studies show that while you sleep, your brain continues to organize and store the information you learned during the day. That means if you listen to English before bed or during light sleep, it might actually help you remember words better.
Yeah, and what works best is not trying to learn something brand new in your sleep, but reviewing something you've already heard. Your brain recognizes it and stores it deeper into your long-term memory.
Oh, that makes sense. So if you've studied vocabulary or phrases during the day, and then you play them softly while sleeping, your brain might lock them in more clearly. That's pretty cool.
It is. And that's why people say repetition is key. Hearing the same English phrases again and again, even while you sleep, helps your brain get used to the sounds and structure of the language.
But let's be honest, it's not a miracle method. You still need to be active during the day. You need to speak, practice, write, and listen. Sleep learning is just a bonus to support what you've already done.
Exactly. It's like a little extra helper, not the main way to learn. So if you're looking for a quick fix, this won't make you fluent in one night. But if you combine it with daily practice, it really can make a difference.
Coming up next, we'll give you a step-by-step night routine you can follow to make your sleep time part of your English learning system. It's simple, relaxing, and it might become your new favorite habit.
And hey, before we move on, if you're enjoying this episode, take 1 second and like this video. It really helps more learners find us and keeps us motivated to post new podcasts for you every single day. All right, now let's talk about something you can actually do starting tonight. A simple night routine that helps your brain keep learning English while you sleep. It's super easy and you don't need any special apps or tools.
Yeah, and the best part is it doesn't feel like study. It's more like winding down your day with a little English, so your brain stays in learning mode even while you rest.
Okay, so step 1 is really simple. About 30 minutes before bed, stop using your phone or scrolling through social media. Instead, switch to something in English like a short podcast, an audiobook, or a YouTube video with slow English conversation.
I love doing that. I usually play a short English story or something with natural conversation. It helps me relax and also trains my ear to understand real speech.
Step 2 is to review a few words or phrases that you learned during the day. You can look at your notebook or use flashcards. Just 5 or 10 words is enough. Say them out loud once or twice and imagine yourself using them.
Right? And don't try to learn anything new right before bed. Just review what you already know. That's the kind of input your brain can store more easily during sleep.
Then comes step 3. Put on a calm English audio track to play while you sleep. Keep the volume low, not too loud. You want it in the background almost like soft music. You can choose simple phrases, vocabulary, or even nature stories in English.
Exactly. Don't choose anything too exciting. You want your brain to hear English while you rest, not stay awake trying to focus on every word.
And finally, step 4 is consistency. Do this every night, even if it's just for 10 minutes. Your brain loves patterns, and if you make this part of your daily routine, your English will improve without extra stress.
Yeah, I've been doing this for a while now, and honestly, it helps with listening. I feel more comfortable with English rhythm and pronunciation. even if I'm not fully focused during sleep.
And the best part is it doesn't take extra time out of your busy day. You're just using a quiet moment to help your brain do a little more.
Coming up next, we'll talk about what actually happens inside your brain during sleep and why it's the perfect time for language reinforcement. It's not magic, but it is real science, and it might change how you think about learning.
When we sleep, our brains don't just shut down. They actually become really active in a different way. This is when your brain organizes what you learned during the day and moves it into long-term memory.
Yeah, it's wild when you think about it. Your brain is like a librarian at night. It takes everything you studied during the day and files it into the right places so you can remember it later. That's why reviewing English before bed is so powerful.
And there's a stage in sleep called light sleep. That's when your brain is still somewhat open to external sounds, like soft music or voices. If you play English audio during this time, your brain might actually pick up on the rhythm, the sounds, even some of the words.
I've noticed that myself. If I fall asleep listening to English phrases, I sometimes wake up feeling like the words are still floating in my mind. Not perfectly remembered, but familiar.
That feeling of familiarity is important. It's your brain getting more comfortable with the language. So when you hear the same words later, your brain goes, "Oh, I've heard this before," and understands it faster.
That's what makes this technique powerful. You're not learning brand new words while you sleep, but you're strengthening the connection to what you already know. It's like giving your brain a second chance to hear the material without distraction.
Exactly. And when you combine this with speaking and writing during the day, it creates a full circle. Your conscious brain works hard in the day, and your subconscious helps store it while you rest.
Plus, it's relaxing. There's no pressure when you're sleeping. No test, no stress. Just calm learning in the background while your body recharges.
We're not saying this will replace active learning, but it's a great tool to boost your progress, especially if you're someone who feels like there's never enough time to practice.
Coming up next, we're going to share a few common mistakes people make when trying to learn English during sleep and how you can avoid wasting time or getting frustrated.
One of the biggest mistakes people make with sleep learning is thinking it's a magic solution. Like they can skip real study and just play English audio while they sleep and boom, they'll wake up fluent.
Yeah, huh? I've seen those videos that promise you'll speak like a native if you just sleep with headphones on. But let's be honest, that's not how it works. Sleep learning supports your daily study. It can't replace it.
Exactly. Another mistake is using the wrong kind of audio. If the content is too fast, too complex, or too loud, it can actually interrupt your sleep instead of helping. You want something slow, clear, and relaxing.
And please avoid anything that's filled with background music or sound effects. I tried listening to one of those once, and it felt like a movie. Soundtrack was playing in my head all night. Not restful at all.
Another common mistake is inconsistency. People try it for one night, then give up. But your brain learns through repetition and routine. Sleep learning only works if you do it regularly, not just once in a while.
Oh, and here's one more. Wearing headphones while sleeping. Some people try this, but it's honestly not the best idea. It can be uncomfortable and even mess with your sleep quality. It's better to use a small speaker or place your phone beside your bed on low volume.
That way the audio plays gently in the background, and you stay comfortable all night. And one last mistake is trying to learn something totally new while you sleep. Remember, your brain works best when it's reinforcing things you already studied while you were awake.
So instead of playing random English you've never heard before, choose something familiar. Maybe a podcast episode you already listened to or a list of vocabulary you reviewed that day.
These small changes can make a big difference. Sleep learning is like watering a plant. If you've already planted the seed during the day, nighttime can help it grow quietly. All right, so if you're ready to try learning English during sleep the smart way, we've got a simple playlist plan you can follow tonight. It doesn't need to be perfect, just easy enough to stick with every night.
Yeah, the goal here isn't to stay up listening all night. You want to build a calming routine that helps you fall asleep while gently reviewing English. Think of it like setting the mood for your brain to soak in the language.
So let's start with track 1. For the first 10 minutes, listen to a short English dialogue you already know. Maybe it's a podcast episode, like this one, or a video, where people are having a slow conversation. That helps your brain settle into a familiar rhythm.
Track 2 should be vocabulary review. Around 10 to 15 minutes of words and simple, example sentences you've heard before. Not a quiz, just relaxing repetition. Keep the tone soft and the words spaced out with natural pauses.
Then for track 3, go with something calming and story-based. Try a bedtime story in English, spoken slowly with a peaceful voice. It keeps your mind engaged just enough to follow along, but relaxed enough to fall asleep.
I've used stories about travel or nature sounds mixed with English narration. They work great. And don't worry if you don't remember the story in the morning. It's more about exposure than understanding every detail. Track 4 is optional but helpful. Add about 20 to 30 minutes of ambient English. That could be simple affirmations or phrases like, I am learning English, or I understand English more every day. Keep the volume really low here.
And finally, before you sleep, make sure your phone is in airplane mode or your speaker won't get interrupted. Let the playlist run its course while you rest. And if you wake up at night, don't stress, just let it play softly.
You don't need to be perfect with this. Just set it up once and stick with it each night. After a few days, you might start noticing the difference. English phrases will feel more natural. Your ears will get used to how the language flows.
Coming up next, we'll finish the episode with our final thoughts and a little motivation to keep you going on your English journey, one step at a time, even in your sleep. So if you've made it to the end of this episode, you're already doing something amazing for your English. Just listening to a full conversation in English, step by step, is how fluency is built. And now you know how to add sleep learning into your routine in a smart and effective way.
Yeah, it's not about magic or shortcuts. It's about creating an environment where your brain can keep absorbing English in a gentle way. While you sleep, your brain is still working behind the scenes, and now you know how to help it do that even better.
The truth is, your brain loves consistency. So if you build this habit and just keep showing up, day by day and night by night, you will start to notice changes. Your listening will improve. You'll remember more. And English will start to feel more natural.
And the best part is you're not adding more work to your schedule. You're simply using time that was already there, sleep time, and making it part of your language journey.
So tonight, when you get ready for bed, try it out. Choose a short English dialogue or story. Let it play softly in the background. And trust the process. You don't need to understand every word. Just let the language become part of your world.
And remember, we'll be right here with you every day, helping you stay consistent and motivated. We post daily podcasts, so you always have something fresh and real to listen to.
If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to come back to it anytime. Repetition helps your brain, and each time you listen, you'll pick up something new. Keep practicing, keep relaxing into the language, and don't stop.
This is English Podcast Journey. You're doing great, and we're proud of you for showing up. Even in your sleep, you're moving forward.
See you in the next episode.